What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 187, and we're recording on May 2nd, 2022. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, oh god, I can't even speak. Check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Boom.
Boom.
All right, I don't have a camera this week. I was lagging something up before, like I was a robot, and for some reason, like we reset my Discord 4 times. Turning off the camera seems to be working as well. It is what it is. You get to look at this nice Doug Gucci picture instead. This week. Just letting y'all know. All right. Announcements / sponsors. So again, this week's episode is brought to you by the Grooveland US tour, brought to you by Studio Pav. So Grooveland's very own Ravi, Nafla, and Zito, they're going to tour American cities. They're going to start in New York, and then they're also hitting up Chicago, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and a couple other places. We are teaming up with their tour management Studio Pav to give you a special opportunity that we mentioned last week. We're going to talk about it again. Tickets are on sale now, so visit kpoptickets.com to buy yours. You can use the promo code SJTPOD, so SojuTalk SJTPOD for the LA stop, or the code SojuTalk in all caps for all other venues during checkout to receive an additional 10% discount on top of the ongoing sale. And please note, this is a bit of an update from last week that the promotion is only available for the Tier 5 tickets. If you get stuck in any capacity, please let us know on Discord or in the comment section. Warren's going to be looking out so he could help you with that.
Or tweet at me or send me a DM. Dude,
or email us, anything.
Anything.
We'll help you.
I check all the social touch points. One thing to note, right? If you are trying to go in either Atlanta or any of the venues that use Ticketmaster, while you are selecting a seat, on the upper right hand corner, you're gonna see a unlock button. You're gonna go ahead, click on that, and then that's where you type in the code. So you have to do that before the whole checkout process. I know it's a little complicated. That's why I'm here to help you guys. So let me know if you guys need any help with that. I will.
So if you're trying to see Grooveland and you want to use the code and you're having troubles, just let us know, Warren. We'll help you with that.
Yes.
Yep.
And once again, just for clarity, or not clarity, I said this. Transparency. We did this last week too. We're gonna receive a small cut of the ticket sales if you use our code. So please help us out. Boom. All right. Big new releases. Big. We're covering Miyeon's solo debut with Drive. Psy's massive comeback for his 9th year anniversary. 9th album, right?
9th album.
The 9th album with that produced and featuring Suga, and we also have Sserafim's debut with Fearless. Let's get to it though. On Wednesday, Miyeon from G-Idol made her solo debut with Drive. So she is from Cube. Debuted 2018 with G-Idol. She doesn't have any other solo songs, but she has 35 music show wins with her group.
Nice.
This song, the best way for me to describe it, pleasant but safe.
Okay.
Like, I don't have any real blaring issues with this song as a whole. I'm a Miyeon fan. I thought it was great. A lot of great Miyeon shots throughout the music video.
Yeah.
Showing off the voice as best as they could.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a safe song. It's a pleasant, easy listening song. That's all I really got from it.
Okay.
So that's the good and the bad of that song, I feel.
Interesting.
Tell me why that's bad. You know, you told me that's the good and bad.
I feel like when you do a solo debut, I think it's an opportunity to like really do something special that people who aren't a fan of your group will be like, hey, I'm not really a fan of G-Idol, but like that solo debut was interesting. You know?
Okay, I see.
I feel like that's a great opportunity. Now, what we ended up here is like a nice pop song with a little bit of electronica after she sings in the chorus at times. You know, that's all we ended up with, which is fine. It's not like I don't have any problems with the song. I just feel like for a solo debut, a little bit more. You know.
Okay.
I do think she did some of what you said, right? Because it feels very different from the typical G-Idol song, right?
Like, for sure. Yeah. That's fair.
Soyeon is definitely not in the production here. This is led by a group called Miyeon of East West and then Yul of One by One, which is typically not really people you see on Cube credits at all. And that's pretty cool. And we have this I don't know. It felt almost I-esque by Taeyeon.
I wrote that down
You
too.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It didn't have like I expected a future based electronic drop, but instead we had a very vocal heavy chorus, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me, that's where I felt like it was lacking a little bit. But other than that, I felt like it was very strong. It was very very natural and very very flowy in terms of like how each sections flow. So I mean, overall, there's not really too much to complain about. But at the same time, I think I know what you're talking about, Doug, because I do feel like it didn't have a lot of weight, a lot of velocity. It was
I guess what I'm trying to say is the real sticking point for me is that although it is a good song, I feel like there's a lot of talented female idol singers who could have done this song.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
That's my big problem with it.
yeah. It's a
Anita-
little too safe.
Anita, how do you feel? Do you agree with us? Do you not like?
I feel that I agree in the fact that it is safe, but at the same time, when I heard it, and I guess I didn't realize how much her vocal tone was also similar to Taeyeon, because there were certain parts in the beginning where I was like, oh, this is where I'm getting that solo song vibe,
Right.
And but it makes sense to me, like that she would go this route. I feel like when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that was gonna be the sound, because it makes sense.
It actually
And-
makes a lot of sense though. but,
right?
like,
Yeah, because I feel like
I
it's
get
a very,
why.
very pop ballady, mid tempo. It's not super fast or super slow, and like very minimal choreo and the live performances as well. So like it all adds up, and it like it fits. It makes sense, but I get what you mean, where it's a little too safe. It doesn't really make her have her own color aside from the group, right? I feel like, as you mentioned, this could have been somebody else's solo debut. I will say though that I kind of feel that this is kind of testing out the waters a little bit, and
I agree with that.
yeah, I think like this could develop into something else, because her vocal tone is very nice. I didn't realize it until now, but like her lower register is really really cool. She had a B-side as well that she's promoting, and I feel like she kind of went out a little bit more in that one. Like it sounded a little bit more rockish.
Which
Rock. Te Amo.
Ti Amo is the one you're referring to, track number 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like that's where like, oh, okay, I'm kind of seeing something further from the G Idol stuff, further from the I thing. So I feel like we're getting there. Maybe we're testing it out, and I think this was the safe choice. This was the choice that makes sense.
It
So
does
I'm
make
not
sense.
I'm
Yeah.
not too concerned yet.
I mean,
I don't know.
here's the deal, right? This is Miyeon's and G Idol, which, if you are out of the loop, their recent track has been incredibly successful.
Oh,
They-
dude,
Yeah.
popping off.
Right.
Still.
Tomboy.
It's like Tomboy is like one of the songs of the year at this point, right? Like, if not the song of the year so far. And like even before then, G Idol, yeah, sure there were some bumps, but at the same time, they've had a very consistently like well performing record where I do feel like she could have experimented a little more and done stuff outside the more the more standard safety net a little bit. It particularly because like I thought like Miyeon, I kind of agree with you, right? Like where I feel like Miyeon's very capable of the upper register, and her range is obviously very very great, but I do feel like her lower register is even more interesting.
Yes.
There's a track called Kitty by Kid Millie, and it features Miyeon. I had
Oh.
no why.
Have not heard this.
Right, like who would have heard Kid Millie and Miyeon on the same track? But in that track, she's a lot more. Her vocal tone is a lot more relaxed and even more playful, almost, right?
Oh.
And like, there's a lot more to experiment with in that field. So I'm not saying she needs to go in that direction particularly. She could go in any direction she wants. But I do feel like with Drive in particular, it feels like they were like, they played it a little safe, is what I'm thinking. Like they could have played around with this a little bit. They have a safety net. Even if they do some funky crap, they could have had some room to be safe with. But I guess this is what they thought was the best in terms of business. And musically it makes sense too. So I'm not gonna complain about it too much. That being said, I feel like my biggest issue with the track itself was the chorus, right?
Oh.
where like it gets very vocal heavy and like very syllable heavy in the vocals, and it just felt like it happened.
I noticed that, for example, in the chorus, it's like she's kind of in a higher tone, but it's all very same level-ish, kind of. Yeah, we keep going that run very like throughout the whole thing, and I feel like, I don't know, I guess it made it seem more like I didn't feel like we were actually like hitting like a high point in the chorus at all. I don't know. I guess a little bit more dynamic would have been better, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that for that part. The music video was really cool though.
Very
Oh,
pretty.
if you're a Miyeon fan, this is a visual feast. You know?
Yeah,
Straight
very
up.
pretty.
There's so many like photo book shots in this entire music video.
The whole music video is just photo book shot after photo book shot.
Okay, so here's another thing. I said like 2-3 weeks ago, I wanted to see some dancing, right?
Yeah.
Because I wanted her to prove me wrong in terms of the dancing. Because as I said, like I don't think she's the best dancer ever. I saw this. There was there was like no dancing in the music video. I saw the live stage, very
Right.
little movements. With the next
Yes.
comeback, I want a dance break from Miyeon. I'm calling them out right now. We need it.
Oh.
Wow.
Well-
Why do you want to see her dance so much?
I don't know. I just feel like I just want her to break out of the comfort zone. That's what I want.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like she's very good at closing her eyes and looking sideways at the camera. Like,
Wait, hey, yo, you're right about this. I'm thinking about this. There's so wait. I'm just scrolling through the music video and like I clicked like 8 times. 5 of them were that shot.
half of the shots is like half of her face.
She's
closed eye.
reflecting.
And she's very good at that. She's very
Thinking.
good at that. You know, she's very good.
Wait, I'm trying to feel okay. I was trying to figure out if she prefers one side of her face or the no. It's about even. It's about even. Little skew to the right side of her face though.
Oh man.
So.
Okay. You need to put together
being
a
said-
graph that compares the
that being
left
said-
side and right side.
Not bad. I'm a big
No,
Miyeon
not
fan.
at all.
I like this. I think G Idol as a whole is extremely a hot commodity at the moment.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That Tomboy, I think, is their first song to break through Gen Public Korea.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than like their debut La Ta Ta, which was just pretty big in general, people were very interested in that. Because I think the Korean community after like CLC for Cube wasn't like the biggest deal ever, but people basically were assuming that Gia was going to be the second coming of 4 Minute was like the overall consensus.
Ah, yeah.
So people did pay attention to their debut, but since then I think that the Tomboy song was clearly their biggest song for sure.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to one of the biggest comebacks. Dude, this year is crazy. We had a 21 reunion, we had a Big Bang
Yeah.
song, and now we have
Yeah.
a Psy song.
Wow. The Kings are back.
It's nuts what we're getting right now. And we're also the thing we're gonna cover after that, the Sserafim debut.
Wait,
We might get the Adore group coming out this year.
I'm also seeing
yeah.
like it's not in your news, but Girl Generation also teased something. So
Oh no. If you check the hashtags, it's a Hyoyeon song.
Oh.
Ah.
They bamboozled people because the original tweet didn't have any hashtags, but if you look on their Instagram, it's a Hyoyeon song.
Okay. Well, I'm
Big sad.
all
No,
right.
I don't.
Dang.
Dude, I was looking. I was searching for info. Yeah. If you look at their Instagram, it's Hyoyeon.
All right. Well, I mean,
Just
Hyoyeon's
saying.
cool too, but
Yeah.
So is
But
Psy.
you know who else is cool? Psy. So he released
Yeah.
that produced and featuring Suga. So he is from P Nation, debut 2001. We checked 4 Le Sserafim members weren't born when he debuted. Just saying. His last
kids.
3 songs were New Face, I Love It, and Na Parbaji with 39 music show wins.
Oh man.
So I think everyone knows Gangnam Style, regardless of what level of K-pop fan you are.
think
Casual,
so,
new, old head.
My
like,
dad knows Gangnam
OG.
Style.
Everyone knows Gangnam Style. Irregardless of the rest of his career, Psy is a legend of the Korean music
Oh,
industry.
yeah.
He is
Oh,
a
yeah.
titan. He is on like the Mount Rushmore of most influential things that have happened in K-pop.
He's a
Yeah.
cultural asset. Yeah.
He's a cultural asset. I think that live performance of him performing Gangnam Style in front of the city hall with like 1 million people there is one of the most ridiculous things to ever happen in the Korean entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Um,
He alone did what the 2002 World Cups did by himself. So like that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got this new song that coming off of his 9th album, which is already crazy to have 9 albums, right?
Ninth full-length album.
My feelings about this is so there have been some attempts at female group like troll-ish songs is the way I'm gonna put them.
Okay.
Like Chokumi, they're trying to fill in the orange caramel.
Okay.
But I think back in the day, releasing troll-ish songs was a bigger thing. Like I like to categorize Psy's music somewhat in the troll pop at times because he knows what he's doing, trying to get a reaction out of you. Another song that comes to my mind back in the day that was pretty big was "Open the Door" by
Im Chang-jung.
In Chamjong was a big deal in Korea as well.
Yeah.
And that was sort of around when Psy was popping off, that a lot of people were releasing these kind of crazy songs, or Norazo was releasing Superman back then, right? Like things like that.
Yes, that's been Psy's thing since his very debut, right? He gave birth to so many memes since 2001. Like his pure existence in itself, the essence of Psy has been that he is the dank, degenerate man.
Yeah, he's the OG of that whole music genre, and I think that as a genre, that kind of thing has kind of dwindled down a little bit as of late. But we have Psy coming back with this, clearly still in the same vein as his old style, right? For sure. I feel that this song is a really good palate cleanser to what a lot of mainstream K-pop we've been getting as of late. Because I think a lot of times these days, K-pop is taking itself pretty seriously. Because we're trying to grow the brand globally. And it's hard to grow the brand if we're just releasing meme songs, So I think that K-pop as a whole is releasing these serious songs that are attempting to do big things musically. But here's Psy. He's like, bro, I've already done everything. I'm here to have a good time, with this song.
Have fun. Yeah.
So I think that what that song accomplishes in that aspect, I think it does a great job of, right? Because it's a fun song. It's a high energy song. There are troll moments. It's cool. He's appealing to the bigger, wider audience by having this song produced by Suga and Suga being in it. It makes sense. All the decisions on a business sense make complete sense to me, right? Because Psy doesn't owe anything to anyone because he's him, right?
Yeah, he's the OG.
That being said, when I compare this song to other Psy classics, right? I just feel like while I was watching the song, I was having a good time. I was excited that he's here. I liked when Suga showed up. I liked their interaction. It just felt like 5% of some weirdness or some spice or MSG was missing to me. And I don't know exactly what I'm feeling there or why I'm feeling like that. But my overall interaction was like, that was good, but I wish it was a little bit crazier with how I finished.
It left you wanting more.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. And I to be honest, I was a little confused as to what it could have been that was missing, because choreo-wise, I feel like that makes sense. It's the same, the more fun, expressive, high energy stuff. Shout out to BB Trippin', because they're the crew that worked on this, or one of them at least. They were known to work with 80s.
Oh, wow.
Previously. So it's very, very interesting switch up. I wouldn't have expected them to be doing this, but it works. I think it's very high energy. It definitely fits this style of music and Psy as an artist as well. So I feel like it can't be that. I felt like, I don't know, maybe it was something in the chorus that I thought might have been missing. I don't know. I feel like it's not unusual for his songs to be very repetitive, or to for the beat to be very more of a loop, really. And that tends to work, but for some reason I didn't think it was the case as much here. I don't know if that was it for me.
I tend to have the strongest opinions about Psy, particularly because I've liked him for a long time. My introduction to him was a concert in 2008. With Kim Jong-hoon, because they used to hang out a whole bunch back then. So I remember it was kind of crazy seeing him go through Gangnam Style, and then there was a dip in his musical quality, I think, afterwards. So in that aspect, I feel like I understand where it feels a little empty. And I feel like the emptiness, for me at the very least, this emptiness that you guys are talking about, that's even bigger for me at the very least. Because it's missing the Psy spice. I don't think a lot of you guys who say that this is another Psy dance track, I don't think that's true at all. I don't think it's just the lyrics aren't very trolly. It's just there. I guess there was a couple of moments in the music video that like was like pretty funny, and I'm not gonna act like that wasn't funny, but at the same time, like, if I'm thinking about like the music video off of Celebrity from 2000 from his fourth album, or like his stuff after Gangnam Style, like New Face, for instance,
New Face,
all of these
yes.
put together, right? I'm like, okay, like, you know, looking back at all of his title tracks, is it like as crazy and wacky as they have been? I don't know, you know. Are
It's
they?
a little toned down. Yeah.
It's very toned down, you know. Like even the musical style, it's very high energy to a
Yeah.
certain degree. It here's the thing, it begins with a very very high energy moment. All the brass, the bum 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 bum, you know, and like Psy's like 22, I'm Psy coming back, you know, like that's you know, it's off to a great energy. And then the chorus hits, and the chorus is there. It's, you know, there's high energy, but I don't feel like it's like the chantable Psy moment that we've gotten that I know he's really, really good at. Instead, it feels, to me at the very least, it feels like a very Western sound almost.
Oh.
Right.
And the concept is Western too. It's
Right. Well, not the same kind of Western, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just don't think this is the best this is the thing that he's best at the moment. And my interpretation of this, which kind of goes back to why we have, you know, Suga, which we'll get to in a second, is that it feels like he is reinventing himself a little bit to meet the current trends, the current styles, what the people in their 20s and teens are into nowadays, because that's literally what reference talks about in the intro to his album. He's like, when I was 20, I was targeting people in my 20s. When I was 30, I was targeting people in my 20s. Now that I'm 40, I'm targeting people half my age in their 20s. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I understand the need to kind of continue to evolve yourself and change your style over and over again. But at the same time, you know, it feels like he has given up a lot of what he's really, really good at in order to achieve that. And I felt like there could have been a good medium of achieving both. And I think it's, and I don't mean to particularly point to a single person for the fault. I don't think Psy was that great either in that aspect. I don't think the production was that great. So if you're thinking about a specific person, that person might be it. Just a lot of things didn't work out in my personal opinion. That's yeah, I don't know. Someone say something, and I'll say something again.
I mean, I was actually gonna mention the feature, right? Suga.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it made sense, honestly. They're both very big figures right now. I feel like as a comeback, it would make sense to
I
include.
think on a
everybody.
business sense, that
Yeah.
is such a good decision.
It is.
Yeah.
It is such a smart decision.
Verse wise, I felt like I was actually surprised because I thought like, oh, maybe it won't flow as good because I feel like they're very as an artist, I guess I wouldn't associate Suga's type of musical style and side to be like very similar, but it worked pretty well for me, and it felt like it broke up a little bit of the more monotonous
Okay, Anita.
type of thing. Yeah,
Anita, we have the same brain cell today.
exactly.
I
yes.
feel that the second half of the chorus and a lot of the song is very, like, it's oddly monotonous for a high energy
a
song.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel that when Suga shows up and they do the call and response rap versus that I like it part, I feel that it felt like at least we were switching it up a bit. You know?
Yes.
And I honestly, I think regardless of how you feel about the rapping or how it worked out, I feel like at that point, I was like, all right, we're doing something interesting here, at least, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like that's a little unfortunate, to be honest. Like, that shouldn't be what solves the issue with the pacing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sure, the rap is off, like, the Suga's part, it's definitely meant to break up the tone a little bit. It's definitely meant to change up the pacing a little bit. But I don't think at the same time, I don't think it solves the issue with the pacing. I don't think it solves the issue with the chorus lacking energy while having so much energy at the same time.
Yes, okay, that's the best way to put this song. Like, there's a lot of energy, and they're hype, and they're dancing, but at the same time, I feel like, why do I feel a little monotonous right now?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel like at least Sugar, with his different rap flows, is at least breaking up the monotony in some aspect instead of the dun 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 over and over again.
Yeah. Can I also shout out that I was actually really surprised when Suga ended up doing like the choreo like full on. Like all in.
Oh, yeah.
dude, he
Yeah, he
brought in
killed
real-
it.
You have to.
I
Nice
honestly,
one.
the choreo is very good though.
BB
Shout out to
Trippin'.
Psy for being in his 40s, being
Yeah.
a little chunky and being able to do all
Well-
those dance moves with the kicking. You know, like the one part where he's just on one leg and he's doing the kick. That
Yeah,
shit
he's
is
so
so
good.
easy to mess up. Honestly, right?
He's a good dancer.
Oh no, he's a fantastic
He's been
dancer.
one of the best dancers we got.
yeah.
He's been, yeah.
So, Warren, you want to talk about the other song that they released the teaser for that we all kind of like better at SojuTalk?
Yeah. So this is again a full-length album. Lots of other tracks on it. Track 3 is a track called Celeb. Now a little bit of context around this, right? Because the album, one of the bigger reasons I'm very let down with this album in general is that this album has been postponed since 2019. Right? And then at that point, during the concert in 2019, he was like, here's the preview to a music video for the next title track that I'm releasing this summer. And that music video is a music video to Celeb, which is track number 3. And so this was supposed to be the title track originally 3 years ago. Now that being said, the Celeb music video isn't out yet officially, but you'll see part of it.
It's out. If you look it up
teased.
online, there's a full
Yeah.
music video of it already out.
There's part of the versions, basically.
Thank you.
I'll say this: that song is way better than this one. Is it not? Like, am I crazy? I think the Celeb song with Suzy is so much better.
I think it's very playful and like not too high energy for the reason of being high energy, but at the same time it has good energy. The chorus is really, really catchy. It's like very upbeat. It's, I don't know. I feel like it's everything Psy is good at,
Yeah.
but it also in a very relevant way. So I'm like, this is where I'm like very let down. You're very capable of reinventing yourself for 2022. Why didn't you do that for this track? For
Also, in
know?
Celeb, the troll parts are way more troll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the Psy degeneracy in that music video that we have. the only moments with like the Psy degeneracy in this music video in that is like, what's the part where like Psy is holding like, oh no, Suga is holding a
Holding
Gangnam
Psy?
Style blood.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That's honestly the funniest part of this whole
Right,
that
right.
whole music video, right?
yeah, I know.
That's the best part for sure.
I do feel like a part of it is that I don't know. I as to a degree, I see this as an experiment, right? Like he's working with Psy is working with producers he hasn't worked with before, which is Suga and El Capitan. They're very capable of production. I'm just not sure if they are a good fit for each other, because like
Good match.
right, like there's a producer called Yugon Hyung who has been working with Psy since like the midway through his career before Gangnam Style, I think with like Right Now or something like that. And they've been able to do a lot of cool stuff together. And then with the last couple albums, we've started seeing Zico and Pop Time in the productions as well, and that has also been very positively met. So I thought they would be the new next production personas for Psy, but I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just a little let down with this track, to be honest.
Well, here's the thing. I think the song isn't that bad. It's just that the weight of expectations is so high.
Honestly, I think that's what it is. And
Yeah.
I want to be very clear, because like I don't think it's the like Psy needs to top Gangnam Style again kind of expectation, because everyone knows that's not gonna happen, right? Like
Yeah.
I was with the last couple albums, I was actually very excited because it felt like he was getting back into the groove of like not going after after a Gangnam Style 2.0 and like reconnecting with what he's really, really good at. But I mean, then again, everyone makes mistakes, so maybe this is his for me. I don't know.
Man, you really don't like the aspects of this.
Dude, I've literally been a Psy fan since the first time I bought my little MP3 player back in like 5th grade.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Like I
My
could...
first MP3 player was from McDonald's.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
They had this thing back in the day. I don't know what it's called, where they sold this like little thing, right? It's like a little box, and it has an earplug jack, and you used to plug in these tiny little like cartridges into it.
Wait,
that
what?
were MP3s.
I've never heard of
I've
this.
never
And it
heard
was
of
from
this.
McDonald's. I swear to God.
Is this from like a kid's meal?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. MP3 song. There was a name I gotta find exactly what it was. But this was a thing back in the day. I swear to God.
Okay,
for
I mean,
McDonald's.
if you look up McDonald's MP3 player on Google, I get these white devices that kind of look like iPods.
Yeah, maybe I'm bugging and I don't actually. Maybe it wasn't from McDonald's, but for some reason in my head, I swear it was from
Yeah,
there.
I had an iRiver, which is like a Korean ripoff of iPods. Oh man.
Yeah, but like,
And I remember, like-
maybe I'm bugging, but like, I'll look it up at some point and let y'all know. But
Yeah,
all right.
no, here's the thing. We'll talk more about Psy at the end of the show.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
we have a Psy title track world tier list today. So we're gonna go look through all of his songs.
Oh wait, maybe it wasn't from McDonald's. It was called Hit Clips.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Also, wanted to need a picture. It's literally what I just described. There was those cartridges.
you have to put in cartridges. That's not an MP3 player if you have to put in cartridges, though.
All right, never mind. But this was like the first exposure I had to something like that back
Okay.
in the day.
Oh, that's cool.
It is like portable cartridge music player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the shit back in the day.
Wow.
I'm aging myself here.
No, it's okay.
Let's move on to the newest thing on the block though. We finally have the debut of Sserafim. So they are from Source Music under the Hype umbrella. They debuted 2022. No songs, as you know, they're debuting right now. Couple familiar faces: Sakura, Chaewon, and Hyunjin. You know, this Fearless song. It's like. It's interesting. Is the best way to put it. There's good parts. There's interest. There's like I want to say there's bad parts, but there's like head scratching parts. my biggest takeaway of the entire song when I've listened to this, watched this song like 15 times so far, right? My biggest takeaway is how much Sakura has improved as an idol.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Okay, that's a good takeaway.
That's my number one takeaway from this entire thing. My other takeaway is that very weird decision for a debut song for me.
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I get that it's doing what they want because they're like, this is our style, right? We're gonna be
Yes, I
more
agree.
up in your face, more like. Actually, there's a decent amount of bass in this song.
There's a lot of bass.
There's a lot of bass, and they're going for like a little bit of an aggressive vibe with the entire package, right? So this is what this Sserafim group's gonna be. It seems.
Bass.
I mean, that's interesting because what I was getting from this was that it's really trying to emphasize this concept, this image of the group, right? Very, as we mentioned before, very editorial, very chic, sleek, high fashion, a lot of black and white in the music video. Like that's been the common concept for all their teasers, you know? So I feel like they're committed to this very cool image. And in that sense, the sound that they went for made sense to me. I feel like it has that very minimal vibe, nothing over the top really. And I feel like because of that, it kind of relies more on the visuals. And I don't know, I guess I was a little bit more focused on that then because it felt like that was the
You
where
know,
we
you're
were
kind of
leading.
right. You have to pair this with the music video.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I mean, I
Yeah.
still feel like the song is able to sell itself without the music video, but
Yeah.
I also think it sells a very different picture, like paints a very different picture almost, because so much of the marketing material and the branding is focused around, oh, we're fearless, slay queen, but like this feels very like, oh, groovy. We don't care. We don't give an F. We're just badass
Yeah.
kind of groove, which are like, I guess they're kind of in the same direction, but still I would categorize them as different things. Because if I'm thinking fearless, I'm thinking like, I don't know, I'm thinking like a huge sword and like Bleach, it's like fighting monsters and like just and well, like, you know, badass is like, you know,
My number one complaint about this song, right,
yeah,
is that the chorus is broken up into two sections, right? So they do the chorus like 2-3 times. Different kids sings each part each time.
yeah.
My biggest problem is that between the different kids, it sounds exactly the same. Like they attribute on the lyrics, this like distribution and the visuals that this is the kid who's singing this part, right? But if you watch chorus 1 versus chorus 2 with your eyes closed, you have no clue who's singing.
I do think a part of it.
True.
I do think a part of it is the hype style of cleaning up vocals a little bit. It feels very, very sterile. The way they've done these vocals. Sterile is a very negative way to word this. The positive way to look at it is that they're very, very clean, and they are very, very clean. The way this is produced is, and it's very difficult to reach that level of cleanness as well. So like that's it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. For the purpose of identifying who each member is outside of the three folks that we're already aware of, and Kazuha, which her voice stands out very, very much.
Yes, I really like her voice. Yes,
right.
You know how Liz was the main newcomer people were talking about with the IVE debut. This debut, I think the biggest newcomer to me was the Kazuha girl for sure.
Now,
100%.
I couldn't understand a single word of what she was saying in the rap. Even though I'm fluent.
Okay, well.
Wait, really? But no cap?
No cap. I was watching the thing and I was like, who is this mumble rapper over here? Like, is this like Lil Yachty? Like,
oh no.
Oh my god.
But in my defense, I didn't know she was Japanese when I first saw them.
Yeah,
video,
okay,
right?
yeah.
I literally looked up her name right before we started recording, and I was like, oh, she's a Japanese person. That is totally fine now. So I think she's off to a good start because I do think she has very good groove. It's just I just couldn't understand what she was saying. So that could get worked on because I understand Sakura now. Like I couldn't before. Now I can. So
Yeah.
Right. I do think the songs it could be interpreted two ways, right? It depends. I feel like it kind of depends on what mood you're in for. But I feel like the song could be groovy and really funky, but it could also be repetitive and too boring. It could be interpreted both ways.
Yes.
That's my take on this, right? And I think it really comes down to the mood you're in today. That's what it is.
Yeah, I feel like. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say like the repetitiveness is gonna cut a little bit by the visuals for me because the music video has a lot of like interesting angles and shots.
I love the
right
the how Sakura, it's a head-on shot. And then they go from a back left behind them through the window.
Oh yeah,
that's a really good. That's a really good shot. That's an amazing shot.
Yeah, like I feel like they really, really did great angles for the choreo as well. Like the opening shot was really great. So like visually, like top tier. I feel like even though it wasn't like a lot, like really, there's not a ton of things going on. Like they did it very well, like a very clean.
I have one problem with the camera angles. Can I say?
Oh yes. What was it?
It's a dog problem. If you're going to add pumping the ground choreography in the bop, and you don't show it, right? If you only
that's on purpose.
If you only show upper halves, but you add this choreo in, why add it in?
Because I feel like it's a tease, honestly. I think. But they didn't show it because it doesn't fit the image.
Then why add that choreo?
That's what
because
I'm saying. Why
you know that they can do it.
Wait, I'm gonna check. Do they do it in the live stage?
They don't. They don't. I checked. They don't.
They don't. What?
Okay, I'm not even saying they need to do that. I'm not even saying I want to see that specific move. I just want to see them in choreo that suits this concept.
Well, to be honest, I was a little surprised when that part came in because I feel like, this doesn't seem to really fit in with what we have established so far.
Exactly.
And I'm glad they didn't include it in the official choreography for the live stages.
When they did it, I was like, hey, yo, Sserafim, hey, yo. That's what I was like, goddamn, you gonna add this choreo?
Yeah,
I'm disappointed. I was like, my whole feeling was like, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but if you were gonna commit to doing that,
Yeah, I think that was the off point for me. We're like, I didn't think we needed that, and we didn't even show it, so it is what it is.
Visually speaking, I felt like there were other moments where it was a little lacking as well. Don't get me wrong, the shots are great, but at the same time, like they're selling this image of being fearless, and fearless is their keyword. I get it. But like their visualization of that word has been riding motorcycles, working out in the gym,
vehicles,
riding cars. Like, it's like, come on. Like, is there anything else you could have shown me? Like,
yeah, we could have done a little bit more there. Yeah.
yeah, like, couldn't you be buying avocados and be fearless at the same time? Like, there's so many other things you could do, and you guys chose the most cliche things of all. Like, come on.
Visually, for me, I feel like the gap between the camera comfortability, I'm gonna make up a word here, comfortability, between like Sakura and Chaewon versus the other kids is super apparent to me.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I feel that some members, I ain't gonna name names. I named names off camera though tomorrow. I ranted about this.
You did.
I feel like there are some kids in this group who aren't the most comfortable in front of a camera yet, so that they resort to making extreme faces in order to to portray a certain image. And for me, it broke my immersion a little bit. I was like, "You trying real hard, girl." Like that was my takeaway.
Well, I mean, if you look at the other 4 members, excluding the 2, it's kind of obvious who it is. It's actually Mr. Bang. That's who it is. It's Mr. Bang Xiao. I mean, all in all,
do you think this is the right move as a debut though for this group? I think it is, honestly.
I think big picture wise, it is. I feel like I understand that some people might be underwhelmed because the song itself is not anything like, I don't know, amazing, like shocking, you know. And there was a lot of hype, but if you look at how they're building this brand, this concept, it makes sense. Like I'm not surprised in that regard. And I guess I'm actually more focused on like the long term now, because it seems like they got really, really talented people here. They can dance, they can sing. I feel like they got the aura as well. Like I feel like we're building on it, but that identity is getting there.
Look, I generally, for the most part, I'm kind of okay with this as a debut. I think it's nice.
Me too.
But to play the devil's advocate, I'm gonna go ahead and say this was a very, very, very blank portrayal of the fearless concept.
Okay. I agree with that.
Right? The only reason we're stuck on that word is because like they've pushed the word fearless so much, even more than the word Sserafim at this point. Like they're doing the whole Voldemort Tom Riddle thing with Sserafim fearless. I get it, dude. Like, and like they're and so far everything I've seen like is like a very generic thing of that direction, and I feel like there's other ways to do it, as well as the title track itself is like, you know, it's fine, but at the same time, if we go back to what we've said about the other debut tracks from other groups, you've got to tell me why you're different, why I got to care about this new group.
Well, okay, this is what I'll say. I think they did a good job of saying we are the fearless kids. We're going to go with this concept. But at the same time, the EPXX song was such a dumpster fire for people that we're still talking about it months later.
You know
Whereas this song, I don't think we'll be talking about like a month later.
Exactly. Exactly.
Impact factor.
Impact. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, You Make Me Feel Like 11. People still talk about that song.
Yes.
There was a meme going on that I saw of there was a baseball player who's a white guy and the Korean baseball team, right? And they play that song apparently constantly at the baseball stadium. So this man goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You Make Me Feel Like 11. What happened to 8, 9, and 10? There's like a meme of him saying that. He's like, I don't get it.
That's so true.
There's a meme in Korea about that guy. But like, I feel like so let's rank those 3 debuts because those are the 3 most recent, right, of the big girl groups.
Okay.
We got the IVE, we have the EPXX, we have the Sserafim. The Serrafim song is probably the second best song out of those 3, but out of those 3, I think it's the least memorable.
I think here's the thing. I think music quality wise,
I think the IVE song's the best one.
Yeah, you know what? I would put the IVE song first, and then Fearless, and then
and then But in terms of memorability, I think EPXX is number 1 with that song.
In terms of business execution, I would probably put this at the very bottom, which is a bit of a letdown considering this is like the hottest company we have at the moment. You know.
Yeah,
it's hype. Like they've proven themselves over and over again at this point, and this has been one of the weakest so far.
But at the end of the day, I'm not super disappointed by this. Fearless by Sserafim now holds the highest first day sales of a girl group debut album on Hanto history.
Wow.
They sold 174,000 copies on day one.
There we go.
Dude, I feel like every time we poop on something, there's like a week
They
later.
do great.
They do great.
They had like 300K pre-orders as well, like, or something like that.
Maybe that's how you know a song is like really good. Is like we poop on it.
Hey, at the end of the day, this was a hype debut. People bought a lot of albums, whether it is because of the Sakura and the Chaewon in this group, or if it's because you're a hype fan person. But like, at the end of the day, it's doing well. I want to see, like, with all of these groups, I think IVE has established that, you know, they're good, they're legit, right?
Right.
But with the NMIX and Sserafim, those two groups, I'm gonna put aside and be like, I gotta see second song, and then I
Come
can
back.
make a decision on where this is going.
Hey, you know what? So far, I'm still interested. I'm like, if anything,
Oh, for sure.
If anything, I'm way more interested now that I've seen this debut. Honestly,
Yeah.
right?
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
I'm just happy, like, when you debut, it's locked in. Like, it's gonna happen.
It's real.
I'm happy we locked this in.
Yeah.
Because I'm very interested to see where it goes. I want NMIX and Sserafim to come back on the same week. Please.
Oh, no.
Make this happen.
Wow.
And I want IVE, Stacy, and Espa to come back a different
Oh my
week.
god.
Make this happen. K-pop gods, I beg you. Make this happen.
That should be the Queendom lineup. Those 5.
Those 5. Oh my. If it was those 5, maybe I'd actually watch the show. Other than just the clips. Just saying.
Shout out to SojuTalk Nation. They're doing a coverage on Queendom, by the way.
No, Queendom's been pretty good. I've been watching.
Oh,
I've
really?
been watching the clips. I haven't been watching the whole thing.
I haven't been watching any of it. I'm sorry.
I heard, like, I don't know if it's still relevant, but I heard after the first, like, round, like, Hyoyeon's a raid boss. Like,
Hyodin.
I mean, Hyodin's a
yes.
raid boss on this show. Like, everyone's like, why is she doing so well? She's dominating.
Pudding versus everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, it's
versus
basically
Hyoyeon.
what that is right now on that show. All right.
All
Other
right.
big releases this week included Monsta X's Love, iChillin's Play Hide and Seek. Lee Soo-jung, who's Baby Soul from Lovelyz, had a solo debut with Walking Through the Moon.
Okay.
Soyu with Business, Elast with Creature, Buster with Foot, or Put, I think is the way you say it in Korean. Yoonji Sung with Bloom, Moonbyul released C.T.T.T. Cheese in the Trap. DKB released Sober, and Kang Daniel via Universe Ready to Ride.
Wait, I'm confused. If it's Cheese in the Trap, how is it not CITT instead of CTTT?
Did I make a mistake there?
It might
I
be
made a mistake.
CIT.
It's an I. Okay,
All right,
CIT.
There you go.
All right, Cheese in the Trap, just like the
Alright,
webtoon and the drama.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Spice King. We have implications this week because last week Dreamcatcher picked up their second crown with Miyeon. Am I pronouncing it right? I always get like
cares?
this.
Maison,
Point. Who
yes.
cares?
Maison.
Mason.
Not Mason.
with Mason. We had very with Uncoverable. Also won it was a tie, so they also picked up a crown. And Onyu with Dice via Anita's first place vote.
You're
New
welcome.
candidates are Miyeon's Drive. I cannot read today. Psy with That producer featuring Suga. Sserafim with Fearless. I have a chart this week.
You have a chart this
Yes.
week.
I am petitioning Dreamcatcher's Mason to go into the Hall of Spice. I am putting it in first place.
Wow.
Okay.
I still listen to this song every day. Second place, I'll put Psy, That, and third place, I'll put Sserafim with Fearless.
Okay.
That is my chart.
Very interesting.
Indeed.
I'll start with third place. I also have Sserafim in third. I was very much into the visuals of this music video. My interest is peaked. Also, shout out to their B-side called Blue Flame. I really like that song, maybe a little bit more than the title track. And there's this really cool move that Kasuha does, like a leg move, like a leg extension. It's so cool. You guys should watch the live
Thumbnail of the
performance.
video I'm seeing.
Yes,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yo,
So
Blue
third.
Flame, shout out to Astro. Yes. Okay. Continue.
Yes. Second, I still have very. Undercover was very nice. I feel like I am back into the very interest. I kind of lost it a little bit with their previous songs, but the dance is really nice. They're really great performers. So I'll put it in number 2. And in number 1, I also want Dreamcatcher to get a crown.
Oh!
So Mason in number
Whoa!
1 slot.
Yeah, guys. Maison by Dreamcatcher. Woo!
Oh, Warren, please.
It's not on my
My
chart.
home in the jungle. Please, someone fight for us.
I like the track. I like the track. I think I had a good run of it. But at the same time, I honestly don't think I like it that. You know what? No, I like the song. It's been a while. That's all it is. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's a good song. Jeez. I think I'll still win Spice King without me anyways.
All right.
All right. So, it's not on my chart. That does not reflect how I feel about the song though. It's a good song. It's a good song. You know what?
Uh-huh.
Hype Train, very, very undercover Hype Train. Let's go, Juanita. You know? Full speed. It's also not on my chart. Which puts me, Onyo's Dice is not on my chart. Just putting that out there.
Dang, what do you have on your chart?
Well, it's a mixture of me and Fearless and Psy. That's what it is. And honestly, for the amount of pooping I've done on this episode, I feel like all three of the tracks felt very safe. That's my takeaway with today's episode.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Everything felt very safe. Everything felt very almost watered down. Almost, you know, it's either missing the chicken stock or the salt or the garlic or butter maybe. I don't know what it is. But hey, that doesn't mean I didn't like the songs, right? Because I like the Miyeon track the most. The drive track.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
First place?
First
For
place.
Miyeon?
First place.
Ew.
Okay, no, I see.
I
Yes.
do like her voice, and I think there's a lot of stories she can tell with that voice, and a lot of narratives she can tell. And I'm really excited about that. And I think this is a peak of what she can do, and I'm even more intrigued now that we've seen a bigger thing of this. So that's that. I'm putting Fearless by Sserafim on second.
Wow.
Not a perfect track by any means, but it's still very, very interesting. I am, I'm still interested to see where they go after. Sure, vocally, maybe they weren't super distinguishable. Sure, maybe the concept was a bit wishy-washy. But hey, at the end of the day, I still do think Hype did a good job of selling this track, and I'm very interested to see where this goes. Also, I think the track is just, it almost feels like the intro to an album. Not a title track.
Yeah, I
right,
agree with that.
Right. And you know what? I kind of like that vibe. So this is like a personal thing for me, I guess. You know, kind of like that. Which puts me at with Psy that produced and featuring Suga in third. Is also a nice track. I know I criticized it a whole bunch. I do feel like overall it's a nice track, but given it's the hype that's been building since 2019, where like he has touted this track as the track that will overcome Gangnam Style. This is him saying this, not me. He was like, like it took me 10 years to beat my previous most well-selling track, Champion, with Gangnam Style. So, it's been 10 years since Gangnam Style. So I think, that's what it was leading up to with when he was getting to that. Also, like, it's a collab between two of the biggest stars in K-pop, My expectations are going to be over the roof. In that aspect, I do think there was a bit of a letdown, but other than that, the song is still great. So that's why it's in third, sir.
All right.
Gochu Gang had Dreamcatcher in first.
Of course.
They had Psy in second, Miyeon in third, and
go.
the Sserafim in fourth.
Whoa.
That's
Interesting.
very
So the way it
interesting.
turns out, in first place, picking up their third crown, entering the Hall of Spice is Dreamcatcher with Miyeon. We also have second place Psy with that with 7 points, and in third place Miyeon with Drive.
Wow.
In third place with 6. Le Sserafim also got fourth for us. They had 5 points, so it was close on the second, third, and fourth.
Dang.
There we go. Wow.
Yo, Dreamcatcher, second Hall of Spice entry.
Wow.
What is
Let's
this?
go.
Wow. They're joining BTS Dynamite Twice I Can't Stop Me, their own song Odd Eye, IU Lilac, Stacy ASAP, BTS Butter, Taeyeon Weekend, Sunmi You Can't Sit With Us, Stacy Stereotype, Twice The Feels, 17 Rock With You, Chungha Killing Me, From His 9 DM, Stacy Run To You, Red Velvet Feel My Rhythm, and finally now Dreamcatcher Miyeon.
I think we have 16 now.
Do we have 16?
We have
World
16.
Cup?
4.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we
Yep.
do. We have 16. You know what next week is?
The Hall of Spice, Hall of Spice.
All of Spice World
Spiciest?
Cup next week. The spiciest of the spice.
The
That's
biggest
gonna be
song.
insane. That's crazy. Basically, the biggest song of the last like 2 years is essentially what we're gonna be arguing.
Wow.
Yeah. It's missing my favorite track, but that's okay.
Finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, we have 3 big winners. Big Bang with Still Life, still winning on M Countdown,
go.
Show Music Core, and Inkigayo. So they have a total of 8 wins with this comeback. And then we have IVE with Love Dive, also won on Music Bank. So they have 6 total wins so far. And then once again, Dreamcatcher, Mason, second win on the show.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Is it
That's
Maison? God, I keep saying Maison.
Mason?
Maison? Maison?
Mason.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's French enough or not, but Mason.
My
God, I
zone.
keep saying.
My
zone.
I'm gonna get clowned again in the comments, but who cares?
My zone.
But we're now at the end of part 1 of Soju Talk, episode 187. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of Soju Talk episode 187. All right, news and events. There's only a couple, but some of them are interesting. The Korean Cultural Center of New York has announced the Kreo Gayoje featuring Brave Girls, Golden Child, and Alexa, which will be held in New York City at the Summer Stage in Central Park on July 10th for free.
Wow.
Oh, very nice.
Free.
So basically, in Central Park, there's this outdoor concert venue thing. They're going to be having a Korean stage with Brave Girls, Golden Child, and Alexa. Kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Summer season.
It's going to be a goddamn madhouse, though. Like, is it not?
Well, no, I'll be a part of the madhouse.
You're going where?
Probably.
What day of the week is that?
Sunday.
July.
Sunday, 7 p.m.
Doug, you should go.
Oh, I might be able to go to that actually.
Dude, you better come. Yeah.
You guys should go. I wish.
Oh
I
yeah,
could
because
go,
we're closed
but-
on Mondays now, so we might be able to.
There
actually
we go.
All right. I feel like it's one of those things though. You're gonna have to camp out all day, don't you?
Whole day thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's free, so it's kind of expected.
It's gonna come down to how if we're in a heat wave or not. Honestly, right?
Oh, hopefully not. We'll see.
I'm gonna have to buy one of those like portable fans, you know? Just,
Yeah, it's gonna be gajillion degrees.
Bring an
All
ice
right,
pack.
next. Nothing really confirmed, but YG Entertainment stated that Blackpink's comeback schedule has not been decided yet. There were rumors that it was coming out in June, but they stated as for a June comeback, many are speculating, but it has not been officially announced. However, it is true that they are making a comeback as early as June. So they're not giving you the June date, but they're saying that a comeback is happening.
It
So they're
could
confirming
happen.
that much.
Okay. So
Okay.
the sun is rising tomorrow morning is what
Yeah. Next
Nice.
one. TXT and Dreamcatcher have announced tour stops. Well, they've announced tours with stops in the United States.
Ooh.
Oh.
Let's go.
They're both kind of big. I think the Dreamcatcher, the tickets have already gone on sale, so good luck if you didn't buy them. But they are going to New York City, Reading, Pennsylvania, Louisville, Kentucky, Chicago, Illinois, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Denver, Colorado, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. While TXT, they're starting in Seoul, then they're going to Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, San Francisco, and Los Angeles.
Nice.
Yeah, so they're hitting up all the venues. Yo, Minneapolis, you better if you in Minnesota, Dreamcatcher going there, you better go. If you in Kentucky for some reason,
Yeah.
that might be the only K-pop act that's gonna hit up Kentucky. You better go to this.
Never expected Dreamcatcher to go to Kentucky, but I guess why not? You know?
Yeah, and they're at I think for the New York stop Palladium, which is near Times Square. Let me look up that one. Yeah, it's right near. It's literally in Times Square, that venue.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Nice,
perfect.
nice.
Right in the theater district.
All right. We normally have open discussion here, but Warren has prepared a tier list today,
Tier
right?
list. Side tier list.
As mentioned earlier, we have a tier list today instead of a World Cup. Because I know that the two of you guys are not very familiar with some of his earlier work. We have a tier list of all the title tracks Psy has done throughout his career so far, I need to set up the screen, so give me like a second. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're back. Here is the Psy title track tier list. I know it's the tier list maker, but we're gonna make a tier list. If you are not on YouTube, you will read out everything, so you're not missing anything. But we were gonna start from the top because this guy, right? Remember what we said earlier? He debuted. This guy debuted in 2001. Believe it or not,
It's been a while.
it's been a while. I'm gonna run through the first couple tracks before Gangnam Style real quick because I know you guys aren't familiar with that, right?
Yes, not very familiar.
Bird was his debut, and this was a very much more hip hop track than it was a dance track. It was definitely a dance track, but it was very hip hop heavy. The lyrics were just dank right off the bat. The whole thing about this track is that he says things that are not swear words, but acts like they are.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, like
I like
fluff
that.
this, fluff that, fluff this.
Uh-huh.
We've been completely birded out here, you know, like, you know what I mean? And like at the time, this funky looking dude with that doing that whole thing, that was like a cultural revolution almost.
So this song's big because at the time the Korean music industry was extremely conservative, even more conservative than it is now, right?
Incredibly, yeah. So in that aspect, it was a wild game changer. I have to give Bird an A tier track.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Okay,
fair.
A tier.
The rap is actually really nice. Like I recommend people check it out. Right, Champion, off of his third album. I'm gonna skip over his second album because nobody talks about that one. Champion was, dare I say, his biggest hit before Gangnam Style. Right. Quite literally, everyone in Korea knows this track. I'm talking about your 60-year-old grandpa, my 8-year-old nephew, all of them. They all know this track. Period. It's just a track that everyone is able to sing to. And for that reason only, I have to give it S tier. Yeah. It's still a banging track. Also, it went viral a couple times because it kind of sounds like he's saying the N-word. He's not. He's saying you are.
No.
Right? I'm not gonna go into that right now. Just do the research yourself. Moving on to the fourth album title track, Celebrity. This is, dare I say, one of his best tracks, period. Because there's a clear theme, and he commits to it so well in the lyrics and the video. Basically, he's like, oh, I will be your celebrity, your all-purpose entertainer. I will film a drama for you. I will film a movie star for you. I'll be your hip-hop star. I'll be your comedian. You know, that's kind of cute, right? Like, Psy's not a very cute-looking lad, but that's kind of cute, right? It's a banging track. It's very fun. I would at least put this in A tier, right? Right Now was the side track that he first put out after he joined YG Entertainment.
Okay, so that was a shift.
Right.
Okay.
This was his shift into the more mainstream sounds almost, where he started becoming more influenced by EDM, and mainstream pop sounds. Right Now, I'm not a huge fan of it, but there is a strong energy to it that really drives the entire song forward. And it's not the same energy you get in Gangnam Style or anything that follows after. It's just very raw and almost aggressive. He's like, throughout the song, he's like, you better flip and dance, or else I'm gonna F you over unless you dance right now. Dude, you better be hyped.
Wow.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do think it's a very exciting track. Very hype, very high energy, in a very entertaining way and not a boring way. I don't know. Like, I say B tier. Maybe I'll return to that later.
B tier, okay.
So okay,
that was the first song where I sort of knew who Psy was.
Right?
I sort of remember that one
because YG started pushing him a little bit. So far, his pre-Gangnam Style era, we have Champion on S tier, Bird on A tier, Celebrity on A tier, and then Right Now on B tier. All banging songs. Go check them out, guys. Right. Now we're at the one incredibly viral song in the history of YouTube. You have Gangnam Style, right?
All time. Yeah.
How you guys feel about Gangnam Style?
S tier.
I think irregardless of how you feel about the song, I think it's an S tier song.
Oh yeah.
It's a cultural reset.
This song has exceeded the musical boundaries of a song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Phenomenon. It is honestly what made the shift from teenagers in America thinking only Japan is cool for Asian countries.
Oh,
Starting to
yeah,
shift
yeah.
towards Korean things are potentially cool as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody in high school was doing Gangnam
It's a game
Style.
changer.
Bro, if
Yeah.
you went to any type of summer camp or any type of event in the summer, you
Yeah.
probably filmed the Gangnam Style thing
Ooh,
at
yeah.
some point.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I filmed one and I was at a Korean language program in Korea.
Dude, I did one for Chinese class.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Therefore, S tier. It's like
S
a,
tier.
it's
S tier.
it'll go down if there's a Mount Rushmore for K-pop influential songs. It'll go up like S tier along with like God's Amani whatever that song is. I forgot off the top of my head the exact title of that one.
어머님은 짜장면이 싫다고 하셨지.
Yeah. What's the title of that one?
I forget, honestly. I think One Candle, 촛불 하나?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I do think another thing that this song did for K-pop is that it really... don't get me wrong, K-pop has always been a very visual medium, but at the same time...
Dear Mother. The Candle song's a different song.
Oh, you're talking about the God track.
Yeah, God.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, yeah, different track. Sorry, yeah, I was talking about Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
real quick.
Gangnam Style. Yeah,
Sorry. Going back to what I was saying, I feel like Gangnam Style definitely changed the way K-pop does music videos because now they were like, dude, we can go viral on YouTube, right? So the same
It's
thing
possible.
that's happening. So the same thing that's happening right now with TikTok, where like people are like trying to make every song viral on TikTok. Now, back then, it was everyone trying to become viral on YouTube for a bit. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
So I do agree. S tier.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what came out after Gangnam Style in terms of music videos? Like people realized you could have a viral music video. I think let's see, when exactly did Gangnam Style come out? Let me make sure I'm getting my
2012. 2012.
Well,
I need to find the exact dates. Okay, so this came out in I think it was like July or June, right? Of
Something like
2012.
that. Yeah.
In the fall, there's what I consider the best, one of the best music videos ever because of the plot twist. It's that K Will Please Don't song.
I know that one. Yes.
If Gangnam Style didn't happen, that music video would have never happened, right, Anita?
That's the twist. That's the twist.
Okay,
right there.
I'm gonna spoil it because so don't listen. If you want to go watch it, you have 5
Watch it,
seconds.
yes, watch
go
it first.
watch the K Will Please Don't music video before we do it. Right? The plot twist is that you think the guy is really upset because the girl he loves is getting married, but no, he's upset because he was in love
Bro.
with the husband.
Yes.
That's a legendary music video. You like for sure. One of my favorite music videos of all time.
Good song.
yeah.
K-Will.
Yeah. What was the follow up to Gangnam Style, Warren?
After Gangnam Style came Gentleman in 2013.
Mother,
Yes.
father, gentleman.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not a fan of Gentleman.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
I
Not
think
that
that the
much.
drop is obviously like the highlight of that song. Mother, father, gentleman was a great
Mm-hmm.
line.
Yes.
But they're basically repackaging the Brown Eyed Girl song, Abracadabra, and Guyan is in this music video.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I think that Guyan and Brown Eyed Girls allowed this to happen because they're like, maybe we'll just feed off of the virality, and get popular
A
ourselves.
little bit.
I mean, to a
I feel
degree-
like there's too much overlap, though.
to a degree, I get it, right? He was trying to showcase what was previously viral in Korea to the world. But at the same time, I feel like he doesn't need to do that. Like, he's not a cultural ambassador. He's just an artist. He's just an entertainer.
That's true.
And the fact of the matter was, it felt like I was being told the same joke again, but just using different wording, you know?
Yeah. Very similar to Gangnam Style. Yeah.
And this is where I feel like his discography dips a little bit because he goes into, oh, I need to like beat Gangnam Style, kind of.
Ah.
Yeah.
That being
Dilemma.
said, using a driving range to have multiple layers of a music video was a great idea.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
That was such a smart idea in that music video. All right.
Oh no, I'm thinking I'm kind of split between C
B.
and D tier.
C and D.
Yeah.
Oh.
I honestly
Alright.
think this is one of his worst songs of his discography.
I'll put it in C then.
I'll put it in C. I'll put it in C.
Okay, C tier. Next up, we have 7th album title tracks. Right, we have "Daddy" by
I
Psy.
got it from my dad.
Daddy. That. Anybody?
That's a tough Psy song to review.
Yeah, why?
It was just kind of weird. It was the one where he's waving his hands back and forth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You know, like that's the one where like there was multiple sides in one frame. One of it would be a kid, the other would be a dad, then the other would be a grandpa. That
I feel
frame-
like this was when the cheese factor was a little bit too far.
A little too heavy.
Yeah, we went a little bit too much on this one. I thought it was too out there.
I kind of
Hey,
agree
it
with you.
still has 600 million views on YouTube.
I don't know. I do feel like Daddy was still in the realm of like I need to appeal to the Western audience while maintaining Korean sound. I obviously think he's capable of doing that, but I feel like Daddy was going too far in that realm. You know, too much butter almost. You know, too much of the ingredient.
See Alice in this one, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I
I
feel
see.
though that this is better than Gentleman though.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
But
It
I would
didn't
put it.
feel
I would
as
also put this
close.
in C though.
That gives me the argument to put Gentleman in D tier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're about the same.
You
Yeah.
just told me Daddy's better than Gentleman.
But like they're very close.
All right,
Like,
you
the
know what?
difference is very small.
Daddy goes in C tier in front of Gentleman. How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, where'd you get that body from?
It's amazing though how they I don't know if it was him or other people, they think of all these weird choreographies for these songs. You know?
yeah.
Like, he probably sits there for like a week, like, oh, I gotta do these, like, what should we do? And he does all these weird movements until one of them just sticks. Right?
It slithers around the ground until he finds
Yeah.
it. All right, next up, you have the other title track from his 7th album called Napalbaji.
So this is a song that is not as popular in the West as it is in
Right.
Korea, for sure.
Yep. I definitely feel like this is where he started dividing his persona almost a little bit to do two things, one for the West, one for the East a little bit.
Oh.
For reference, Daddy has 600 million views. This one has 80 million. So
Oh.
a huge drop off.
Wow, yeah. I do like the chorus, right? Like he's like napal, that thing. And I do think it's all right. I just wouldn't say now that I'm looking at it right next to the 8th album title tracks, I just don't think it's that impressive either.
Well, this is one of my favorite side choruses, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you do the dance?
No.
Oh.
But I think it's really good.
Dang it, I was trying to get you.
And
to
this is one of the
dance.
ones that's referenced more than the average song in Korean. Like people do this one still.
I would probably give that to New Face a little more. I mean,
Okay,
even
okay.
though
I think
Yes.
this is better than the other two songs. I'll put this one in B.
same for B tier.
Low B. There
Low
you
B
go.
tier.
A low
Right.
B? A
Low
low
B.
B? Yeah.
B tier. B minus B tier. Good stuff. All right. Next up, we move on to his 8th album. First title track is I Love It. I love it. I love
I
it.
remember this,
I love
yeah.
it. Hoo-hoo. This is a banging track.
This has the PPAP guy in it, right?
Oh yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, this one.
This
Okay.
one's the one with the million celebrity.
Right.
Young is in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Or was it New Face?
Yeah, Lee Byung-hun's in it. Yeah.
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 I like the chorus. I'm not gonna lie. It's very minimal but very impactful at the same time. You know. I'm cool with giving this a upper B or lower A tier.
This is one of the less memorable ones for me, though. I always
Really?
forget this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit I like New Face better than I Love It.
I feel then I Love It needs to be high B.
I think this is also B. Yeah, I
B?
love it's
Yeah,
also B.
high B.
B tier.
Yeah.
B tier. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Next on we have New Face.
New Face
I
is
love
a
New
high
Face.
is a high A.
Ooh.
I think it's S.
Whoa.
I think it's, okay, here's my argument. I think New Face has what is the phrase? Has passed the test of time. I feel like
What?
I still see it referenced in variety stuff. Like it was referenced in a drama as well.
Bro, you told me this is passing the test of time when you have Bird on here from 2001. That's
But I feel
passing
like-
the test of time.
But I feel like for mainstream stuff, like when you see people like referencing it
People still
regular,
do
regular
New Face
stuff.
on variety shows.
Yes, that's what
This
I'm
is
talking
true.
about. Like
This
I
is
feel
true.
like you will know the song even if you didn't hear about it as a Psy song, right? Like you might have heard of this because somebody referenced it on a show.
Now,
And the dance is so interesting.
now to provide a little bit of context, the hand gesture move this in New Face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Psy didn't make that. That was already a meme before.
Right.
And that's I think that's a part of the reason it's still relevant. Like he was using an existing meme, not creating a new meme, you know?
But okay, I agree with that, but I also see people cover like the whole chorus dance.
No, I
Because the
agree with
chorus
that too.
dance
It's
is interesting.
very relevant. And I think the song is amazing too, right? Like it just has really, really good flow. It has a very good sense of dynamic.
Very fun.
I kind of want to put it in A tier. I feel bad putting it in S tier just compared to the other two songs.
I think
High
it's
A tier.
I think it goes high A. Yeah,
High
that's
A.
what I've been pushing for.
High A. High A.
High A. High A.
All right, that leaves us with the newest track from Psy, that featuring and produced by BTS's Suga. This is his 9th album, 2022. Psy coming back. All right, I'm sorry. All right, what do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I like this. Honestly, I don't think it's C tier, or I feel like it's a low B tier at the moment because
This is a B minus.
yeah, because I feel like it still feels a little bit more fresh than what I think Gentleman was trying to do, and I feel like maybe that is my least favorite track from Psy because I feel like it wasn't bringing anything like super new to me because I already knew about Abracadabra. And the sound was very similar to Gangnam Style, so I feel like at least that is a little bit different. Whether it's good or bad, like
That's true.
you can agree that it's a little different.
It is very different. I don't. Here's the thing. C tier tracks, I have a lot of things about them where I'm like actively kind of annoyed by. You know, like I'm like, oh,
Right.
that's not good. You know, like. From B tier onwards, I feel like that's not usually the case, and I'm like really willing to look over all of that. And I feel like that's how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Like the overall result of everything, I may not be the biggest fan of, but at the same time, I don't think it's like an awful track where I just want to skip it all the time. It's still,
Right,
It's
yeah.
still a fun song. It's still a fine song. It's still a pretty hype song. Where if it comes on, I'm still gonna go like do the whole gun thing. You know, like
The gun.
once I
The
learn how to
guns.
do it. So I kind of agree with you. I want to put this in like B tier.
Low B.
Low B.
Low B. B
Low
minus.
B.
Low B.
All right.
The lowest of Bs.
Let me read through the tracks we have in the order of what we have. I'm just gonna reorder stuff a little bit with the earlier tracks, so that they are in order. So starting from C tier, we have Daddy and Gentleman, right? In B tier, we have I Love It, Right Now, Napalbaji, That. In A tier, we have New Face, Bird, and Celebrity. And in S tier, we have Gangnam Style and Champion. Boom. 20 years of
There we
this
go.
man. 20 years of this slick back hair man with a lot of sweat on his armpits. That's who this guy is. Mr.
All
And this
right.
is yeah,
Wet
this
Side.
is good.
Yeah.
Good songs.
Next. Oh, keep going, Warren. You got
No,
something to say?
he's got some good stuff. I really think some of you guys should check out his earlier stuff too, because it's very, very different from the EDM heavy stuff he does nowadays. Like Celebrity is like just so great. But yeah, back to you, Douglas.
All right. Next week we have Icon and Roik on Tuesday. We have on Wednesday Woods, and the re-debut of Alice, formerly Elris, on Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
And then on Monday we have TXT and T1419. So
I'm
it's
so excited for
probably-
Here we
TXT.
go.
I'm excited for TXT.
Yeah.
I'm also interested to see how different this Elris thing's gonna be, or Alice thing's gonna be nowadays.
Reboot.
Maybe
But this has
it's
been
not
Soju
Alice.
Talk, your weekly shout at K-pop. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me, as always. We'll see you guys next time, everyone. If you want to do the Grooveland tour thing and you have any problems, let us know. We'll
Yep.
see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons: Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining SojuTalk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods, Jacob, K-Music Erday, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.